According to organizers, they say this protest is in response to the recent bombings in Rafah. If you take a look, you can see that there is a crowd here. After assessing the damage, Phil Heisel with the National Weather Service says the tornado was on the ground for 6.85 miles. It was 225 yards at its widest. There used to be a barn that covered this machinery here. This is one of the 3 barns they lost overnight. The 4th barn is still standing, but the roof was ripped off. Behind me, you can see this whole section of road is completely blocked off for the construction. Now, this is a major impact on a lot of these small businesses in this area. You can see this is one of the vehicles involved in that. There's a bullet hole on the top of this car here and another along the side. Neighbors say they heard those shots ring out as they were settling in for bed. Once it's time to pay, you're going to use your FlexFare app and pay right here. You can see just how it transitions depending on if a Democrat's in presidency or Republicans in presidency. Right here, Democrats having more political anxiety and Republicans having more right here, peaking at an all-time high. Now, this group has grown since this afternoon when it was raining. You can see they're hanging out on blankets and chanting. They also give parents the opportunity to fill out a form to limit their students' ability to check out books with certain themes. Now, this version of that bill is headed to the House Public Safety Subcommittee. They came to this dam here in Amherst County because they say it's a great example of maintaining their dams. You can see this is a new spillway. They created this in 2023. That's when it was finished. And this helps prevent erosion. So if there is a massive storm that comes through, there's no erosion to the actual dam. It protects the homes and communities below.
The family of a murdered 92-year-old Amherst County woman wants justice. It's been more than a year since the Commonwealth's attorney told ABC 13 her alleged killer had been re-indicted.
But the family claims they are not getting any calls back from the Commonwealth's attorney's office. So they asked ABC 13's Alexia Stanbridge to get them some answers.
92-year-old Doris Palaio found murdered in her own Amherst County home in 2019. Doris and her 74-year-old daughter, Trudy Getz, were shot. Trudy survived, but Doris did not.
My family.
Now, 5 years later, the Palaio family is asking when someone will be held responsible.
Nobody will talk to me over in Lyle Carver's office. He won't return a phone call.
Lyle Carver is the Amherst County Commonwealth's attorney. Officials arrested Justin Sales when he was 18 on firearm, malicious wounding, and murder charges in July 2019, 2 weeks after the incident. But Doris's grandson, Craig Palaio, says the former Amherst County Sheriff's Office and the Commonwealth Attorney's Office mishandled the case.
They have collaborated together and have hid so many mistakes. There's no checks and balances.
In 2021, the case against Sales was dismissed for a few reasons, including a key witness not being able to testify due to long-term effects of COVID-19, a chain of custody issue with the gun, and body camera footage lost in a cyber attack. What was your reaction to that?
It's a joke. This has to be a joke because how is that possible?
The issue was a chain of custody issue.
ABC 13 spoke with Lyle Carver back in 2023.
It's not my agency that mishandled anything. So anything with the evidence would be from the investigative agencies involved.
Okay, so the sheriff's office would be who would have to hold someone accountable, you know, if there were to need to.
For their agency, yes.
The evidence was allegedly mishandled under the administration of former Sheriff E.W. Vire. Last year, he did not respond to a request for an interview. Carver also told ABC 13 a special grand jury re-indicted Justin Sales and the issues with the evidence were resolved.
Has Justin Sales been brought back 14 months later? Nothing. We haven't heard anything about anything.
Hi, this is Alexia Stanbridge. Last week, I called Carver's office and sent an email asking for an interview to get an update on the case, but he declined. I also checked the Amherst County Clerk's office for the indictment from 2023, but they did not have the document. So I went to Carver's office in person. Just wondering if you had the indictment file for 2023 from last year.
Yeah, you can get whatever you want out of the clerk's office, and otherwise we'll keep prosecuting. I don't prosecute my cases on the news. So
okay. The only thing is from the clerk's office, there is no file.
We're in a meeting right now, so I'm not doing an interview. So thank you. But that's where you get your documents is from them.
But there is no document there. Was he actually re-indicted?
I'm not doing an interview. I'm going to try this in court, so I don't need to do it on the news.
I went back one more time to look for the indictment, but I didn't find anything. I also checked with the current sheriff's office. The sheriff says his office did not receive a copy of any new indictment, and it is procedure that their office would receive that. But just today, Carver responded, saying the indictments are at the clerk's office. The clerk's office says they were only just made available on Wednesday, December 18th, more than a year after Carver announced Sell's re-indictment. What do you expect him to do at this point? Craig worries his family will never receive the closure they deserve.
Resign. Honestly, he needs to resign. It's not just about his hands being tied. He's treated us like criminals.
We're still working to get answers to many questions, like when will Sell's trial start? How is the evidence issue resolved? And will anyone be held accountable for how this case was handled? Back to you.
Take a look at this security footage that ABC 13 viewers sent us. You can see it shows delivery drivers tossing packages up to customers' doors.
All right, after watching that, that may have you concerned about how your own packages are being handled. ABC 13's Alexia Stanbridge is holding these delivery companies accountable.
Some delivery drivers are taking a throw and go approach this holiday. Zach Barrington was on the receiving end of this delivery.
Oh, wow.
Barrington ordered the package as a Christmas gift.
It seems like he doesn't want to climb the last bit of stairs, which I totally understand because I get tired too, but man, that is my possession, I guess, and now it could be broken.
Barrington says there was a beanie inside, so no harm, no foul this time.
It was for my roommate's Christmas present. Thankfully, it wasn't my first choice, actually. I was going to get him a cup that said best roommate ever, but thankfully for us, it wasn't a cup because it would have broke.
And take a look at another video an ABC 13 viewer sent us. Another throw and go. UPS delivered this one. According to the receipt, LaserShip delivered the other. I reached out to the shipping companies for an interview and asked if this is acceptable. UPS responded with this statement saying in part, UPS employees receive regular training on the company's methods and procedures to safely transport and deliver packages. Mishandling packages is not tolerated. We will investigate the situation and take appropriate action. LaserShip declined to comment. I tried getting in touch with the person whose packages was thrown in this video, but I've not heard back. Everyone I did get to speak with says they hope delivery drivers are a little more gentle with their possessions. Back to you.
The family of a missing Amherst County woman has some new hope tonight for closure. That's because today investigators finally searched the last known place where Elsie Wigington lived.
She disappeared more than a year ago. ABC 13's Alexia Stanbridge is live from the scene on Pendleton Drive in Amherst. Alexia.
Mark and Danner, this is the house where Elsie Wigington lived before she went missing. We're told she lived here with her husband. Now, crews searched here all day today looking for something that might shed light on this disappearance. A step closer to finding closure. That's what Elsie Wigington's family hopes will come out of the search warrant executed at her last known home on Pendleton Drive in Amherst County.
She had grandchildren that she loved and she wouldn't leave them.
Wigington is also a mother and a nurse. Over a year ago, family says she told her loved ones she feared for her life and made plans to flee to Maryland. Wigington never showed up. Now we're finally getting to a search. How do you feel at this point?
Frustrated and thankful. I'm frustrated by the old administration's actions, but I'm thankful for the new administration.
Her family reported her missing multiple times last year under the old Amherst County Sheriff's administration, but they say nothing happened. Now the new sheriff, Jimmy Ayers, says they're putting a significant amount of resources into finding her.
Quite difficult to go back that far and figure out, you know, their path of life during that time.
Virginia State Police, the U.S. Marshals, and 5 canines are also helping out. What led you to this point?
We've been diligently interviewing people that have had contacts directly and indirectly with the victim and the family and friends, acquaintances.
What do you hope will come out of today's search?
That's hard to answer because I don't want them to find anything, but then if she is gone, I do want them to find her remains so that we can have closure and justice.
Investigators searched through about 1.5 acres today. The sheriff tells me there was lots of debris to sift through. We'll keep you updated as there's any new developments with this case. Reporting live in Amherst County, Alexia Stanbridge, ABC 13 News.